Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at Negan, who is a newly released character who's in Ascendance. He isn't in promos just yet. We don't know how he's going to be released, but he's most likely going to be a promo character. His title is Call to Arms, which was a previous free-to-play event where an entire region would work together to get a certain prize, and regions that hit that prize, everyone in that region would get that reward. And I think there was like a 4-star lorry in it. I think it was just a test run, and unfortunately it never came back, and I thought it was actually pretty good. I know it was there was a bit of complications with how it worked and stuff, but you iron out those issues and you bring back things that people enjoy. But that never came back, unfortunately. We'll look at the character, however. As a 5-star, this is what he looks like. He is an alert character who has Lucille, and then when you upgrade him to 6-star, he just gains some sunglasses. He gets a little bit of armor, but it's mainly sunglasses. He does get an Uzi as well, to be fair. Now, we'll look at his stats. 1,529 attacks, so not that high. 1,201 defense, so extremely low. But then 2,730 HP, so extremely high HP, the highest HP of any 6-star in the game currently. Now, as said before, his trait is alert, and his role is seen as support. So we'll see. Look at his adrenaline rush, and it is called Bring It On, and it has a recharge rate of 66 AP. We have obviously had some characters that have come out in the past, very recently, that are alert characters that have got 66 AP, like Zachary. Very powerful characters. I would say, just knowing how this character is already, Negan is probably one of the top 3 characters in the game just straight off the bat. We'll look at his rush. Deal 500% damage to one enemy. All other teammates get 100% defense for 2 turns. All teammates gain 30% bonus HP. So obviously, we'll look at the first part. Deal 500% damage to one enemy. The most recent character that had the same sort of power as that is Roxy. So this is actually a really good character to compare Roxy to in terms of pure power. Roxy's rush was 85 AR, however, this is 66, so 19 difference. The second part of Roxy's rush is stun for 3 turns to 2 enemies. The second part of this guy's rush, however, is all other teammates get 100% defense for 2 turns. That is so high. Like, Lydia's rush is 70% to all teammates. This is 100% defense to all other teammates. Now, you could say, oh well, Negan's not getting that buff, so it's not as bad. When you see the rest of his kit, you'll understand why it would actually be not beneficial for him to get that part of the buff. The last part, all teammates gain 30% bonus HP. Again, very strong. Bonus HP is very strong. All round, just on that rush in terms of how fast it is and the overall power, it wouldn't really matter whose hands this rush is in. It is sickly overpowered compared to any sort of rush that is widely available. And then when you directly compare it to Roxy, who is a bit more free-to-play accessible, it's absolutely ridiculous in the gap there. So now we'll look at the active skill, and it's called Bonus HP and AP Gain. It has an initial cooldown of 2, and a number of uses 5. So you can use this as many times as you want pretty much. Raids aren't going to last this long with this guy in the team. This character and one other gets 30% bonus HP. This character gains 35% AP. So that's enough AP on a defense team so that he'd only have to attack 1 more time and he'd get his rush. However, on an attack team, he would still have to attack 2 more times to gain his rush. So the active skill isn't too bad on a defense team, and on an attack team you have the power to use it whenever you want. Now his specialist skill is where it gets ridiculous. If his rush wasn't strong enough already, his specialist skill is where it gets ridiculous. It's another promo only specialist skill. There must be at least 15 specialist skills that are only in promos right now. If this character were to take more than 30% of their max HP in a single rush or active skill, deal that same damage back to the attacker and up to 2 additional enemies. So if you don't buff his HP and he loses 50% of his HP, which is 1,365, he would deal that 1,365 to the attacker and up to 2 additional enemies. So obviously if you raise that HP up to, let's say, 3,500 and he was to lose 50%, he'd obviously give out 1,750 damage to up to 3 enemies. And the majority of attack team characters have to be balanced towards attack, because defensive characters are just so ultra defensive. You have to attack with attacking characters, otherwise it's going to take over an extremely long time, which means they're not going to have that much HP. This is going to be pure damage. You cannot counter this. Stun does not stop this specialist skill from going off. Nothing stops this specialist skill from going off. Even if he's impaired, even if he's confused, stunned, anything. If he gets that damage over 30%, he will deal payback as a specialist skill. So extremely overpowered, easily one of the most powerful specialist skills in the game, if not the most powerful specialist skill in the game right now. Although, give it a few months, again, who knows? Something new again could come along and it just completely overshadows this specialist skill in promos. Now, not only has he got all of this amazing kit so far, he has got an attached weapon, which we said before. It is Negan's Violent Uzi, 30% attack, a medium bonus to AP when taking damage, impair when attacking, a better chance to impair the enemy for 3 turns. So already a decent weapon, maybe not the best, maybe you'd probably want to change that impair to something else, maybe you want to go for stun on defense because he's alert. But he has got good base weapon. It gives you a lot of options in terms of the fact that you can keep that off trait special if you wanted to. You can change it to AP on attack for the middle slot. You can go for attack on his stats. You can go for more attacking combat mods because you know that because he's got that high HP, he's going to have some survivability. And then when he takes that damage, he will just deal it back out, but with that specialist skill. And that's where his adrenaline rush is. The main benefit of him not receiving that 100% defense is so he receives more damage by rushes, more damage by active skills. The only way you can kill this guy is if you whittle him down with basic attacks, which could be a good way of doing things if you have double attacks on blues, because that is not going to reflect back with the payback. However, because his recharge rate is so fast, he's going to gain his rush really quickly. He's going to be getting the bonus HPs. He's going to be getting healed by other team members. He's an extremely overpowered character compared to anything we've got in the game, including other promos. And compared to free-to-play characters, he's at least twice the strength of any free-to-play character that's ever existed, let alone Roxy, who is the most recently released potential free-to-play character. Now, like I said, I very much doubt this is going to have any sort of chance of being a free-to-play character himself, even though it has the Call to Arms brand. This guy is most likely going to be a promo character. He's so powerful that in the roadmap he is tier 1 level 1 when normally they're tier 4 level 90 and maxed out. That just shows you the sort of power that Negan brings to the game. So I'm not really going to even ask you guys what you think of this character because he is extremely overpowered. I really can't see any other way of looking at this character. But that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.